You think that to get ahead of 99% of other people, you have to wake up at 4 a.m., take ice baths, and read 100 books a year? You've been lied to. The truth is much more raw and much simpler. Most people are running the marathon in the wrong direction. They're putting in the effort, they're sweating, but they're sprinting towards a finish line that doesn't exist. This video isn't just another list of soulless habits. This is a revolution in mindset. 3 brutal truths that, once you understand them, will make you never see your life the same way again. And the question isn't if you'll get ahead. It's when. Most of the advice out there about having goals, being disciplined, eliminating distractions, it's not wrong, but it only helps you get into the top 20%. Goals? Everyone has goals. My mailman has a goal to deliver all the mail before it rains. Discipline? The woman who sells sticky rice on my street corner is more disciplined than most people, waking up at 3 a.m. every single day. Those are the necessary conditions, but they're not sufficient. They're the ticket to get in the door, not the ticket to the winner's podium. So, what's the real difference? What's the push that takes someone from the faceless crowd to the top 1%? It lies in the very first thing, the correct contrarian idea. Most people never have a truly contrarian idea in their entire lives. They just go with the flow, agreeing with what their friends, family, and society deem wise or safe. But among those who dare to think differently, who dare to go against the crowd, 99% of those contrarian ideas are flat out wrong. To be massively successful, you have to do 2 almost impossible things. 1, you have to disagree with everyone else, and 2, you have to be right. Steve Jobs didn't become a legend because he ate a lot of fruit. He became a legend because he believed that every family would have a personal computer at a time when the whole world thought computers were only for giant corporations. It was a crazy, contrarian idea. And it was right. Look at the world of content creation today. A few years ago, when everyone was rushing to make short, sensational, cheap clickbait videos, a few people thought, no, I'm going to make hour-long podcasts having deep conversations about complex topics. People called them crazy, said no one had the attention span. But they were right. They built empires from a contrarian belief, tapping into a market no one else bothered to look at. This is your tree. And your job isn't to grow another 100 messy branches and leaves, but to prune away all the nonsense, the B+ work, the looks like a good idea projects, to pour all your lifeblood, all your energy into that single trunk. That trunk is your contrarian idea. The issue isn't how much you work, but the amount of growth each task brings. 1 right action can produce 100 times the results of 99 wrong actions. And once you've found that trunk, the real battle begins. But it doesn't happen out there. It happens right in here. If what I've just shared is starting to open something up inside you, then take a second to hit the like button for this video. And if you're not already on this journey with VinhPeak, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we're only just starting to peel back the layers of the truth. The next part goes even deeper. The second thing, and the biggest barrier stopping you from taking action, the inner war. The reason 99% of people never act on their great ideas comes down to one single thing, fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of looking like an idiot. Fear of disappointing your parents. Fear of your friends laughing at you. Fear of failing. Publicly. But here's a secret that the most successful people in the world understand deeply. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of the feeling that failure brings. The feeling of shame, of guilt, the feeling of being a loser. And for most of us, when we feel those things, what's our gut reaction? To run away. We numb ourselves with social media, with drinking, with endless binge watching. We do everything we can to avoid facing the emotional monster inside us. But the top 1%, they're different. They don't run. They turn around and face it. They completely change their relationship with negative emotions. Here's how they do it. Instead of resisting, they get curious. The next time you feel anxious, scared, or ashamed, don't reach for your phone. Just stop. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, this feeling, what is it exactly? Where is it in my body? In my chest? In my stomach? Is it hot or cold? Is it solid or hollow? What color is it? Observe it like a scientist observing a strange creature. Don't judge it. When you stop fighting it, it loses its power. It no longer controls you. You realize that an emotion, no matter how bad it feels, is ultimately just a series of sensations in your body. It comes, and it will go, just like a wave. And when you learn how to surf those waves instead of being drowned by them, you become unstoppable. You'll dare to take risks because you're no longer afraid of the feeling of failure. You'll dare to speak up because you're no longer afraid of the feeling of rejection. You'll dare to be your true self because you no longer need approval from anyone. You give yourself permission to live. Action creates clarity, not approval. Most people give you advice based on their own fears, not on their knowledge. Stop listening to people who don't have the life you want. And this leads us to the final, brutal truth. The one thing that, when you master it, makes success an almost inevitable consequence, and that is mastering the mundane. Once you have the right contrarian idea, once you've conquered your inner war, the rest of this game is simply about persistence. This is where real discipline comes into play. Not the kind of discipline that forces you to do things you hate, but the discipline to stay on the path you've chosen, even when it gets boring, even when the initial excitement has faded. Most people suffer from shiny object syndrome. They start something with all this passion and enthusiasm. They want to write a book. The first week, they're writing a novel. But then it gets hard. The next week, they jump to screenwriting. That gets hard too. The month after, they try poetry. In the end, they have nothing but a bunch of half-finished drafts and shattered confidence. They never stick around long enough to get through the valley of despair, that difficult, pessimistic phase where most people quit. They don't understand that success is not a quantum leap. It's 1,000 tiny, boring, repetitive steps in the same direction. Like a sushi chef who spends years just perfecting how to cook rice, or a tennis player who spends millions of hours just repeating a single swing. You need to fall in love with that repetitive process. You need to find joy in getting 1% better every day. Today you wrote 500 words, tomorrow try for 505. Today you made 10 sales calls, tomorrow make 11. These are not glamorous actions. No one is going to applaud you. But it's the accumulation of thousands of those boring actions that creates an extraordinary result. The constant parade of small wins will move the ball forward, creating breakthroughs you never expected. Make the fundamentals a habit until they become unconscious. Free up your mental energy to focus on bigger problems, on higher challenges. Don't ask, when will I see results? That question will kill you. Ask, how can I be a little bit better today than I was yesterday? You see, this formula is no secret. It just requires something most people don't have: the courage to be different and the persistence to see it through. If this video has brought you real value, let me know by hitting that like button one more time and leave a comment below about one thing you're going to change, starting today. Don't forget to subscribe to VinhPeak and turn on notifications, because this journey of ours is a long one, and I want you by my side. So, what's the secret to getting ahead of 99% of people? 1. Find a contrarian idea and believe that it's right. 2. Master the war with fear inside yourself. And 3. Be extraordinarily consistent with the boring stuff. Most people will watch this video, nod in agreement, and then go right back to their old lives. Don't be one of them. The world doesn't need another faded copy. It needs you. The version that dares to think differently, dares to feel deeply, and dares to persist until the very end. Start today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.